Before Fidel Castro's revolution in 1959, Cuba was a vibrant and complex nation with a rich history and socio-political landscape. This article serves as a historical exploration of Cuba before Castro, unraveling the economic, political, and cultural dynamics that characterized the island nation during the first half of the 20th century. Part 1. Colonial Legacy. The documentary-style narrative begins by examining Cuba's colonial legacy. From Spanish colonization to the end of the Spanish-American War in 1898, Cuba experienced periods of economic exploitation and political upheaval. The U.S. intervention and subsequent occupation during this time set the stage for Cuba's evolving relationship with foreign powers. Part 2. Republic Era 1902–1952. The article delves into the Republic era, a period marked by political instability, corruption, and economic inequality. The Platt Amendment, which granted the United States the right to intervene in Cuban affairs, shaped the early years of the Republic. Various leaders, including Gerardo Machado and Fulgencio Batista, held power during this time, contributing to a volatile political environment. Part 3. Economic Prosperity and Inequality. As the documentary unfolds, it explores Cuba's economic prosperity during the early to mid-20th century. The sugar industry, fueled by U.S. investments, brought wealth to the island, but this prosperity was unevenly distributed, leading to stark socio-economic disparities. Part 4. Cultural Flourishing. The article sheds light on the cultural flourishing of pre-revolutionary Cuba. Havana became a vibrant cultural hub with a thriving music scene, lively nightlife, and a rich artistic community. The allure of Cuba extended beyond its economic aspects, drawing international attention to its cultural vibrancy. Part 5. Social Inequities and Corruption. Despite economic growth, social inequities persisted, and corruption permeated various levels of government. The Batista regime, particularly during his second presidency from 1952 to 1959, was marred by widespread corruption, police brutality, and political repression, fueling discontent among the Cuban population. Part 6. Opposition Movements. The documentary-style narrative vividly recounts the emergence of opposition movements against the Batista regime. Student groups, intellectuals, and various political factions began organizing against the perceived injustices and authoritarian rule, laying the groundwork for the revolutionary fervor that would follow. Part 7. Fidel Castro's Revolutionary Movement. The article sets the stage for the Cuban Revolution by exploring the rise of Fidel Castro and his revolutionary movement. Castro, along with Che Guevara and other revolutionary figures, sought to overthrow the Batista regime and establish a more just and equitable society. Part 8. Legacy of Pre-Revolutionary Cuba. As the documentary concludes, it reflects on the legacy of pre-revolutionary Cuba. The socio-economic disparities, political corruption, and discontent that characterized this era provided fertile ground for the revolutionary forces that ultimately reshaped the destiny of the island nation. Conclusion. Cuba before Castro was a complex tapestry of cultural richness, economic prosperity, and political turbulence. Understanding the dynamics of pre-revolutionary Cuba provides essential context for comprehending the factors that fueled the revolutionary fervor of 1959. The legacy of this era continues to shape Cuba's history and its place in the broader narrative of Latin American revolutions.